He's a lecturer, a life coach, a preacher, and a motivational speaker. He's a senior lecturer at the Eastern Institute of Technology, Auckland, New Zealand. He holds a PhD in Business Information Systems. He is also famously known as the Purpose Preacher. He's the founder of Motivitality, an online motivation platform where he inspires people through videos on YouTube on a daily basis. I had the privilege of interviewing him on the topic, how to find your purpose. I hope you find something that will touch your heart or that will inform you on finding your own personal purpose. And if you hear something that you think is beneficial, put it on the comments below so someone else can also get inspired. Enjoy the video. Welcome to Perth, Dr. Ekundayo.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, Steven.
There's something that is so amazing, Dr. Samuel. It's a question that so many people have in their life, and it's a question of purpose. And you happen to be the purpose preacher, so what no better person to speak to. So how can someone answer the question of how can I find my purpose?
Very significantly, we must realize that the purpose of a thing is determined by the creator of that thing. The purpose of anything is determined by the manufacturer or the creator. If you want to know the purpose for a TV, you've got to ask the manufacturer. If you try to think you know the purpose, there's a likelihood you will be underutilizing that TV. So to find your purpose is to find your source. Find who created you. And of course, the question of who created us has become a debate in recent times. So, and I'll throw it out there. If you're looking for your purpose, look to your source. Look to who created you. Whoever you believed created you.
Amazing. And I also know, Dr. Ekundayo, you have so many degrees, which I have mentioned in the introduction, but how do you manage all of those hats? And how did you determine which one is your purpose? Because you have a degree in information technology, you're also a preacher and a minister. How did you choose or know which one is your purpose or your God-given purpose?
All right, I know my purpose is to help people discover their own purpose so that they can maximize their potentials towards living an influential life. When you know your purpose, you will realize that there is a difference between what makes you a living and what gives you life. There are two different things. And sometimes they can be both combined, which is awesome, which is fantastic. However, if you are doing a job that is making you a living, but you know that your purpose, your work, as I would like to call it, is the one that gives you life, then you must find a way to ensure that making a living does not affect making a life, does not affect impacting lives, does not affect what really gives you fulfillment. Because purpose gives us fulfillment. Purpose is really what gives us significance.
It's more about the effect. So the cause may be the thing that you do, whether it be public speaking as a cause. But then you really focus on the effect, how you feel about it.
Yes, how you feel about it, how people feel about it, the result that they get out of it. I mean, when you do what you do, what result do people get? Like when I do what I do and people say, yes, I found my purpose. I feel a sense of fulfillment right away. I feel joy. I feel satisfaction. I'm already feeling a sense of significance. Then I know I've really done what I'm doing. And in the long run, my goal is to reduce the job and eventually make it zero and increase my work. Because the work is what I'm sent and born and created here to do, not the job. And I always tell people, you can get fired from your job, but you can never get fired from your work.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yes.
Now, when I hear you talk, and I'm sure when the audience are hearing you talk, you can feel your passion.
Amen.
The question I want to ask is, how did you arrive at your own personal purpose?
I arrived at my own personal purpose because God spoke to me about it. And that's why I said earlier on that it is important to realize that the source of every purpose is the Creator. It's the very source itself. I went to God and said, Lord, I can do all those things. I have many gifts. And I always tell people there's a difference between your gift and your calling. There is a massive difference. If you don't know the difference between your gift and your calling, you're likely to mortgage your calling for your gift. And many people are doing that. So I have all these gifts. I can preach, I can sing, I can write songs, I can write poems, I write motivational stuff. I do all of those things. I teach and all those things. And then later I had to sit down and say, Lord, what exactly is my purpose? And when God spoke to me and said, just help people discover their purpose and maximize their potentials to my glory. And I wrote that down, made it my purpose statement. And that's why I can say, even when you wake me up in the morning, I can say, this is my purpose. And ever since I knew that, I knew what to focus on. I knew which of my gift to focus on. I knew that I was more gifted and good at speaking. I'm more passionate, like you said. I'm more passionate about speaking, looking people in the eye, telling them this is your gift, this is your assignment, this is what you should be doing with your life. That sort of a thing is what makes me energetic, and that's how I found it.
Wow, I wish I can have that energy.
All of us have that energy.
Wow.
We must just find what we're good at. Find what it is that we're built to do, and you'll find your energy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your energy isn't what you're built to do.
Now, if you go on Dr. Samuel Ekundayo's social media, you will find that he has a quote, and I want to quote that, say the quote that he said, and I'll ask him a question. The quote is, purpose is the why that answers every other why.
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Ekundayo, what did you mean by that?
It's my favorite saying. Purpose is the ultimate why that fixes every other why. Every single human being in life have a million questions about their life.
Yes.
Les Brown says, do not ask the meaning of life, ask what is the meaning of my life.
Yes.
So all of us have got a question of why. Why do people, why are people not liking me? Why do people hate on me? Why are people jealous about me? Why can't I just do any job? Why can't I marry just anybody? Why? But if you find your purpose, the good thing is it answers all of this question. It concentrates your life, it simplifies your life, it focuses your life.
Gives you priority, a sense of priority.
Absolutely. I was preaching somewhere this morning and I said it. When you know your assignment, when you know your purpose, you know who to marry. Because it's like when you know where you're going, you know who to bring along. You know what to bring along. Like if you're preparing for a journey right now, right? You're going for a 10-kilometer journey. You know how much to put in your tank, your fuel tank, to be able to go on that journey. Compared to when you're going on a 1-kilometer journey. The two different things, right? So same thing. When you know your purpose, which is the ultimate reason why you're born, that's the ultimate why. It fixes every other one. So how much, why should I have fuel in my tank? Why should I take a bag? Why should I bring someone along? Why this? Why that? Why that? That purpose answers every other question.
Very good. As we came to the venue, I met a young lady and we just having a conversation. And she said something interesting that will lead to my question. And she said, every time I have a problem, she said, I want to find my purpose, but every time I listen to people on YouTube or social media or anywhere I go, they tell me, just find your purpose, but they don't tell me how. And I'm sure that's the urge and that's the desire
challenge.
For people who are the challenge of for people watching. They want to really know how. So for those who are watching, what steps or what ways can they use to really find their purpose? How can they find it? Maybe give them some points, maybe 5 points or something.
There are two cues to our purpose, and I call them cues.
Two cues.
Cues, and they're clues for us. That when you look at them very well, you probably be able to denote your purpose. Number one, your gifts. Because the purpose of a thing determines its function. Right? In other words, how we do what we do, the things that gives us energy, the things that we enjoy doing, that we love and we are so good at, they are pointers to what we really should be doing with our lives. And I always tell people, how do you test that this is something you love doing? It is to, number one, anytime you are doing something, if you want to know whether it's something you should be doing or you love and enjoy doing, number one, you want to be the best at it. If you don't want to be the best at it, you're probably not supposed to be doing it. So if you want to be the best at it, number two, you enjoy learning that thing. You are always looking to learn more. So, if you enjoy making videos, for instance, and this is really what you're supposed to be doing, you will discover that no one will force you to buy more cameras. No one will force you to buy stands. No one will force you to buy lighting. No one will force you to go on YouTube and read about lighting, and read about this, and read about that, and know about this, and buy books, and all of that. Because you're built to do it, you enjoy it. You would start to do all these things to make sure you are excellent at it and you're really good at it. Number two, Q, is passion. Where the energy comes from. Anything you're doing that gives you a lot of energy, that you will do it even if you're not paid to do it. Like this. I would do it any day, anytime. Like literally, because I feel very strongly that someone is watching this right there who would be able to watch this, listen to this, and discover their purpose. Or at least have an urge to know what their purpose is. So passion is it comes as a drive for your purpose. And when you're doing something and you're energetic about it, but we have to be careful about passion though, because many of us have a lot of passions. Some people are passionate about soccer. I'm passionate about soccer, but soccer is not my purpose. Yeah, I am. I wake up at 3 a.m. to watch Arsenal.
You're an Arsenal fan.
I'm an Arsenal fan. But praise God. But the problem with that is, if I think football is my purpose, I'll be getting it wrong because I have passion for it. So you could have a wrong passion. How many of us have watched American Idol? You watch American Idol and you see some people, the moment they come on stage, you're like, who told you could sing? Because they can't even sing. The point I'm trying to make is your passion may not necessarily be your purpose. But when you find that thing and you discover that you want to be excellent at it, you're motivated to learn more about it, you're excited about it, it gives you energy, you could do it at any point in time, then that could be a cue to your purpose. I'm not saying it is. It could be a cue to your purpose. And I've developed a worksheet, and I no longer give it for free, that can help you answer all these questions. Of course, there is also the issue of your childhood dream as well, when you did not know anything about impossibilities, but you had a dream in your heart. Like I've always wanted to be a professor since the age of 14. So the point I'm trying to make is there are lots of cues to your purpose, but there are those two main that I've shared. But in my purpose worksheet, I have broken it down to all these different things, that if you answer all the questions in that, I think I had about 7 questions with some questions under as well, under each of them. That by the time you're done answering about 20-25 questions, you should be able to pinpoint. And I use that for my workshops as well. I recently just had a 4-hour purpose workshop with about 50 people in the room, and all of them at the end of the day was able to write a purpose statement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, take just 20 minutes, and you've heard what he said. Take 20 minutes of your time if you're watching this. Go over his website. The website is
samuelekundayo.com. samuelekundayo.com.
And get his
purpose workshop.
Purpose workshop resources, and it will help you so much. Now, the question I want to ask right now is, there might be someone right now who's watching, and there might be a leader of an organization that already have a following.
Yeah.
And they're under the pressure of having to articulate what their purpose is, or what the purpose of their organization is to a group of people. Now, how can someone articulate their purpose in a clear and precise way?
Very good question. Very, very good question. I just say, hire me. If you're watching this right now, the simplest way to get that done is to hire me. No, I'm kidding. But of course, you should hire me. But the point I'm trying to make is it's not that difficult.
Yes.
In every purpose statement, there are 3 criteria: the what,
the word,
the what, the how, and the result.
The what,
the how, and the result. So Simon Nilek had a framework for it, where the why is at the center of all of that. So what do you do? How do you do it? And what result do people get after it? So, like in my purpose statement as an example, I help you discover your purpose. That's what I do, so that you can maximize your potentials in order for you to be able to live a full, impactful, and influential life. So you can see the what, the how, and the result. People will live an impactful, influential, and a full, impactful, and influential life. So once you read that purpose statement, is a value proposition on its own. It's a marketing strategy on its own, because people know what they get when they sit with you. When they spend 1 minute with you, they know what they get.
That's true.
So that's how to write your purpose statement.
Wow. Good stuff. Now, I want to go back to the difference between purpose and calling. Now, this is my thinking about between purpose and calling.
Okay.
For example, a mother is in her room, the parent room, calls to a child, calls the child's name. So-and-so, come here. That is a calling.
Yes.
And the calling is to move from one space of mediocrity to a pace of notoriety.
Yes, value.
Because the parent room is more valuable than the sitting room, the living room. And the instructions you get from the mother, then, or whatever you find, whatever the mother tells you, or the father, whoever made the call,
is the purpose of the call.
Is the purpose. That's my idea of it. What do you think?
And it's very true. It's very true. They overlap. You're called for a purpose. You're called for a reason. And like I always tell people, your assignment, your purpose has been set way before you were born. Way before you were created, God knew in His heart. You're like an art, right? And every artist is done creating whatever he is doing in his mind before he even puts a paintbrush on the canvas. Literally. So before you were born, God knew what He was calling you to do. He knew what He was creating you to do. So every one of us has got a call in our lives. The Bible says in my favorite book, in the book of Jeremiah, it says, before you were formed in the womb of your mother, I knew you. And not only that, I called you, I ordained you, I anointed you. All right? So every one of us have that calling. So we all are called, but for a specific purpose. And we must find that purpose. We must find that purpose. Because otherwise we can't fulfill the calling. Like the mother who got called, but the mother gave, like the son who got called by the mother. The mother gave the instruction for the purpose of the calling, but he missed the instruction. What's the essence of the calling?
That's true.
Makes sense, right?
That's true. Well, where can we find the instructions then?
Oh,
And that's, I think, might
praise
be
God.
the biggest problem that people have. Where do we find the instructions? Because a lot of people believe that they are called and they believe they mean something more than just working.
Yes.
But how do I find instructions that tell me what my purpose is?
The truth is there's got to be more. There's got to be more to what we do. There's got to be more to doing that job that you're frustrated about. There's got to be more to loving Fridays and hating Mondays. There's got to be more. We all know that. Everybody knows that. They know there's, in the intricacies of their mind, they know that there's got to be more. But finding it is a problem.
Yeah.
But the problem is we don't realize that the source of purpose is the Creator. And that's why many people look into horoscopes. Bad news. Horoscopes will never tell you your purpose. In fact, there are more bad news in the horoscopes, than good news. Yes, they tell you you're depressed today, you're going to be depressed between October and December, and all of that. And people still spend their time looking at horoscopes. What nonsense. The best place to look for your purpose is that of your Creator. Go to your Creator. Go to God. I mean, let me be frank with this. I said it earlier that whoever you believe your God is. No, I'm actually saying it right now. Go to God. Go to the God in heaven, the one that created you, that fabricated you. Stop believing you're from monkeys and apes. No, monkeys and apes are I don't know how to say this. They can't give you your purpose. Your purpose is from God. God created you and He has something in mind when He was creating you. I always say that God is intentional about every creation. You know, even colors have purpose. Yeah. You know, if you sit in a room that is dark, you're going to feel dark. Yeah. You understand what I mean? Winter, summer, they have purpose. And that's why in winter people are depressed and summer people are happy. Everything has a purpose. Yeah. Nothing should die without knowing His purpose. Anything that dies without knowing His purpose is a failure. Yeah. Anything that died without knowing His purpose was killed. It's important for us all to find our purpose. And that's why I said, look for your Creator. Seek your Creator. If you're watching this right now, be in search of God. That's where your purpose is. It's not in horoscopes. It's not in whatever anyone is trying to do. It's not in any divination or enchantment. It is in God. Seek after God. Know Jesus. That's the key.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Ekundayo.
Thank you.
That comes to the conclusion of our interview today. But just final remarks. Maybe there's a child who's watching right now. And they have no idea what the future holds for them. You have a parent who's watching right now, and they're finding it hard to to clarify their purpose for their marriage, for example, or you have a student who's at university and they're in the middle of making a decision of whether to quit their course or to continue with it, what message do you have? Just look at the camera and speak to that person.
Purpose is the ultimate why that fixes every other why. In other words, it's the answer to every of your questions. And the reason is because it brings us back to the source of our lives. When you go back to God, the one that created you, that made you the way you're made, and I always say when you understand the intentionality behind every creation, when you understand the intentionality behind how God made you, you will begin to realize the uniqueness in every feature that you have. You begin to see why your head is the way it is. You begin to see why your voice is the way it is. You begin to see why you walk the way you walk, why you talk the way you talk. The moment you realize your purpose, everything will just fit. You understand how you fit. You understand why you should be a square peg in a square hole or a round peg in a round hole. Everything will make sense. And the moment you clarify that purpose, your choices becomes clarified. The things you do become clarified. The courses you study in school become clarified. Who you marry becomes clarified. Where you go to becomes clarified. Everything gets clarity. And that's why you must find your purpose. Listen to me. If you haven't found your purpose, all hope is not gone. I mean, you shouldn't be depressed about it. The very realization that you need to find your purpose is a good place to start. And I always tell people, success is progress. Progress is success. That means now that you know you need to discover your purpose, go and hunt for your purpose. Send me a message. Send Steven a message. Make sure that you find your purpose so that your life can be fulfilled and you're not living a life that is depressed, hopeless, and oppressed.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning into this video. I hope that you've got inspired. If you got inspired by anything, just pop it down in the comments below and let someone else be inspired.
Awesome.
And just follow my page, UPIF, and subscribe.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ekundayo.
Thank you very much for having me, Steven. It's a joy. Thank you.